pas de soleil, pas de soleil, pas de soleil.
And the next stop is at a historical oak tree. Hi guys, it's Laura and Shadow. Thank you all for watching and welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be a little travel vlog. Shadow and I decided to go on a little road trip through Czechia and Moravia. So first we will visit my parents. The plan is also to visit my aunt, although I've heard that she got sick, so I don't know if that's gonna be possible. And then we'll spend a few days where one of my friends live, and it should be a lot of fun. So if that's something you're interested in, then please keep watching. We have been on the road for about 3 hours. The traffic wasn't bad at all so far, and I sure hope that that's gonna stay that way. The weather is beautiful, the fall magic outside, it's just so wonderful. And we stopped at the border so that I could go potty, and then we went on a little walk with Shadow so that he could pee too. I gave him some water, and then we drove further, and now we stopped in the middle of nowhere, literally. And we went on a little hike to the woods so that we both would have a little break and the journey wouldn't be so straining for Shadow, because since we adopted him, we never drove as far as we're gonna drive today. I have at least 2 to 3 hours more to go. Anyway, I gave Shadow a little snack. He had a chewy treat and fresh water. I myself had a banana, and now I'm munching on this lovely croissant. I made yesterday a fresh batch. I always buy the pastry in the store. It's vegan, super inexpensive and very easy to make. All I have to do is to chop the pastry into rectangles, roll it into croissants and bake them. And it's a great snack for the road, even though the crumbs, but you know, there's a thing called vacuum cleaner, so it's not a huge thing. So anyway, we're gonna go and continue with our journey, and I'll talk to you guys once we settled in the place where we're gonna stay. We're not staying with my parents, we're staying in a bungalow in a park not far from my parents. It's just so much more convenient for us, more space for Shadow. It's literally outdoors basically. Plus, if my mother yanks my chain, I can just turn around and walk away. Alrighty, so we arrived safely. We were super lucky with the weather. It started raining at some point, but the rain lasted only very shortly, and we had no traffic jams, and it was also super easy to find this particular place. I already knew the area, but I wasn't sure where exactly this place was, but it was very well marked in the area. As soon as I came off the main road, there were signs, so it was very convenient. The bungalow where I'm staying is one of the smaller bungalows, and my room is actually quite small and very simple, but I'm super happy with that. I'm very easy that way. I don't necessarily need any bougie accommodation. Plus, I'm here just to sleep here, have my breakfast and shower, and I'll be spending the rest of the time with my parents anyway. So let me give you a quick tour. This is the main entrance that leads into a small hallway, and on each side of the hallway are 2 identical rooms. So this one is closed, and that's the room on the other side where I'm staying. There is a trash can and a fridge with a small freezer, which I find very convenient. I'm actually using the top of the fridge for my dishes and for my bananas. There is a water boiler. And that's the room. So there are 2 beds with a little nightstand between them. The chair was on the other side of the room, but I moved it so that I could put Shadow's bed next to mine. Here we have a wardrobe. I placed Shadow's bowls here between the entrance to the room and the bathroom. And here in the corner close to my bed is Shadow's orthopedic mat with his blanket and a pillow. And this is one of the ugliest curtains I've ever seen. Not a fan. I brought an extra blanket for myself because I'm gonna keep it rather cool here in the room so that it's comfortable for my little polar bear. This is the bathroom, again small and simple but perfectly functional. So I brought a dish soap and dish towels so that I can wash Shadow's bowl and also my bowl that I'm gonna use in the morning for my oats. And there's the shower. And the room is also very inexpensive, so I paid for 3 nights 2,400 Czech crowns. That's about 95 euros. Mr. Bushytail is already very sleepy. He calmed down because he understood that we're staying here together. Everything is alright. He's with his mama, so now he's snoring. It's wonderful to see the trust he has in me and how comfortable he is. And he's actually enjoying adventures like that, and that's just so beautiful. But I'm very tired because I drove quite long and I didn't really sleep great in the last 2 nights. I was kind of nervous before the journey because I didn't know how my mom would be acting and I didn't want to forget anything. And you know, just all the planning that came with it. So I guess I'm gonna sleep like a bear tonight. So I'm gonna say good night for today and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So we slept so well. It's actually almost 8 o'clock and I usually wake up between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. So I woke up at shortly after 5, but I forced myself to sleep a little bit longer and that was so good. This is the view of our window. There's a kitty in the yard actually. Anyway, behind the fence there's a large recreational area with a little pond and it's just so pretty here. It's in kind of a valley and on the top of the hill behind this area there are houses with condos and that's where my parents live. So I have to walk about 2 kilometers to visit my parents. But way more important is Mr. Bushytail. He slept great. He slept partially here on his mat and partially here on the second bed. I told you he loved pillows. But since it looks like Shadow is not ready to go out yet, he wants to snooze a bit, I'm gonna have my breakfast. I will have my overnight oats that I prepared yesterday in the evening. I brought the oat mixture and I soaked it in almond milk, and today I'm just gonna put chopped bananas on the top and then I'll get ready and we are going to go on a walk. You guys, look at these colors. Gosh, it's so beautiful. We are back from our walk. It took us only about 30 minutes to go around the whole recreational area here, which is not a super long walk, but it was wonderful and perfect for in the morning. And then when we came back to the bungalow, I fed Shadow and then of course we fluffed the fluff. We have to have our daily brushing. And now I'm packing the stuff that I want to bring with me to my parents. I already have a little chewy snack for Shadow in my backpack and here is my lunch. So I'm gonna have today vegetable stir fry with lentils and brown basmati rice. So in the stir fry there is zucchini, spinach, broccoli, brown lentils and oat-based cream cheese. Then I'm bringing the rest of this wonderful lupine-based stracciatella yogurt. It's so great. I actually put half of the cup on my oats this morning because I made them kind of dry. So before I chopped the banana on them, I added half a cup of this lovely yogurt and it was just so good. And I'm bringing a few tea bags with me to my parents because my mom has a different assortment than what I'm drinking right now because of my chronic gastritis. So I'm gonna have chamomile tea and rooibos tea, and I like drinking these teas with a little bit of plant milk, so I'm bringing this plant milk with me. So this is made of peas and oats. I've never had this one. I actually only discovered it when I was shopping for this trip, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna give it a try. Back in the bungalow after a wonderful afternoon. So we went with my dad to a new lake that has been created artificially. It's so beautiful and it's a large area, so if we would go around the entire lake it would end up being 9 kilometers. It's that big. Shadow had a lot of fun and it was just so cute because he always wanted to go close to water and he was exploring every little bit. I would have normally more footage, but I admit I forgot my second battery, so the camera went dead after a short period of time, so I filmed at least a few clips on my phone, but since I have gazillion photos of my dog on my phone, there's literally no space. I suck. And then later in the afternoon I watched an old black and white movie with my mom that was actually very nice, and it was also nice to spend some time with her. And then I realized I was so tired at some point, so even though it's not even 7 o'clock in the evening, we decided to eat our dinner. So I had a soup and then we went back to the bungalow. My dad accompanied me and sat down with me and we chatted for a bit, and then he went away. I already fed Shadow, I prepared my overnight oats for tomorrow, and now the plan is to go on a short walk with Shadow, and then I'll shower. I put on my jams and I'm just gonna cuddle in bed in the fluffy blanket. I'll probably read or maybe watch a few YouTube videos, I don't know yet. And then I'll go very early to bed because tomorrow it's gonna be another adventure. I woke up today shortly after 6 o'clock, so we had an earlier start than yesterday. And we went again on a walk around this recreational area. It was very beautiful this morning. And then we simply went through our usual morning routine. And now I'm waiting for my dad because dad is gonna meet me here today. And we're gonna go to a special place together. And this time I'll make sure to have a second battery with me. The temperature is a little bit lower than yesterday. We had only 3 degrees Celsius in the morning and it's supposed to remain at single digits the entire day, so I have to make sure to dress really warm. So I have warm stockings underneath my jeans and of course a tank top underneath this long sleeved shirt, and I'll wear also a sweater and my favorite blanket scarf. And instead of my aviator jacket, I'll throw on today this thrifted green parka. This is a great jacket. I love wearing this one also when I go hiking in the mountains in winter, and it has huge pockets, which is super practical. I also wanted to talk shortly about this long sleeved shirt that I'm wearing right now and the shirt that I was wearing yesterday. So these are both shirts that I designed myself. I made the sewing pattern myself and it's a very versatile sewing pattern. So the sewing pattern can be used for short sleeved shirts, for section shirts, or for shirts made of one piece. And it can be also used for 2 types of long sleeved shirts. So this one, for example, has cuffs, while the shirts that I was wearing yesterday had just sleeves made of 1 piece. And I made with this sewing pattern, for example, also this shirt that you have seen me wearing on my channel, or this shirt. So these are sectioned, and this is what it looks like when the shirts are made just of 1 piece. So I actually filmed a short series for my DIY channel for these shirts. so it's either already up or it will come soon. So I will simply link down below my sewing channel if you're interested in this type of thing, and I will also link down below the sewing pattern. So this was a little advertisement for myself. And now I hope that my dad's gonna be here soon and will take you to the special place I want to show you. We are in a town that's called Panenský Týnec, and behind me are remains of a monastery. It is unknown who exactly had the monastery built and what exact timeline that was, but it's probable that it was Sir Plichta from Žerotín, who has been fighting alongside Jan Luxembourg and Edward II. If that is accurate, it must have been in the 13th century. In the 14th century, at the beginning of the 14th century, the monastery started burning and it's been never finished, so it stayed how you can see it today. And this place attracts very sensitive people, and it is said that there are several sources of positive energy around here, especially in the center of the monastery. Some say that this place, because of the sources of positive energy, is a great place for people who suffer from mental diseases, depression and so, but there is no scientific proof for that. However, some people report that they feel better after they've visited this place. So whether it's really something that's around here or the placebo effect, whatever helps is a great thing. Another quick stop that we made was at the mural for three emperors. The mural has been built in 1913 for the 100th anniversary of conquering Napoleon at the Battle of Lipsko, and it's been for the emperors of Russia, Prussia and Germany. And the next stop is at a historical oak tree. So the myth that goes around this tree is that Count Oldrich has been hunting here in the woods, and then he saw a wonderful fair lady. It was Božena. She was washing laundry in the creek, and he immediately fell in love with her, and then he took her as his spouse. The oak tree is approximately 1,000 years old and it's about 30 meters high. The circumference of the tree trunk in the thickest place is 9.7 meters. are back at the bungalow. We had wonderful time at my sister's. It was so wonderful to see my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew and his girlfriend. But most importantly, my nephew's dog with Shadow had so much fun. That was so incredibly precious. And then I drove Dad home. We returned to the bungalow because I wanted to pack some things and prepare a few things. And I have to go to the main building here, and I have to extend for one night because I talked to my aunt, but unfortunately she still feels so poorly and I don't want to stress her out, so I will be staying here one more night. So we won't be leaving tomorrow, so we will probably undertake another trip because my dad and my mom have to run some errands, so maybe we'll visit something with Shadow tomorrow. And tonight it's gonna be rather uneventful. I'll go to my parents, I'll have dinner there, and then we will go quite early back here, so talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. So the plans for today went kind of down the drain already. Dad called me when we were on our morning walk with Shadow, and he told me that his car was making weird sounds, so he had to have it looked at, but the car won't be ready till the afternoon. And my dad was supposed to bring my mom to her doctor, so I'll be driving them today, of course, with Mr. Bushytail. So not sure how long that is going to take, whether we will be able to go somewhere else, but we'll see where the day is gonna take us. So I drove my mom to the doctor's appointment, and during her appointment my dad and I went to the coffee shop that was in the same building. We were not allowed to go in with Shadow, but we were allowed to sit on the terrace. So I had a tea, my dad had a coffee, and we had a wonderful talk. Shadow was actually also enjoying himself because first we made a nice round in the area through the park, and then he was just simply laying there on the terrace and snoozing. And now we just returned, but it's already getting dark, so as expected, we're not gonna do any sightseeing anymore. So I'll show you the place where I wanted to take you the next time I'll be visiting my parents. And now I'm going up to my parents' condo. I'm gonna have my dinner, we're gonna chat a little bit, and then around 6 o'clock we will return to the bungalow because I don't want to start packing too late. And I also want to get up early tomorrow because after I put everything in the car and after I return the keys, I also want to stop by shortly at my parents so that we can say proper goodbye. And then we'll be on our way to South Czechia, to a lovely city called Třeboň. Guys, so we arrived about half an hour ago in the apartment that we are renting in Třeboň, which is a lovely town in South Czechia. So first I'm gonna give you a quick tour. So here is the entrance door. Right next to the entrance door there is a large wardrobe, and next to the wardrobe is space for shoes and bags and jackets and so on, so I already put some of my stuff there. Here it goes to the room. It's beautiful, and there is a yard outside and a little terrace. On this side there is a dining table and kitchen. It's very well equipped, so it has a microwave and a water boiler, and here is the stove, and the fridge even has a small freezer. Here we have the bathroom. This is the terrace. What I really like is that it has a small roof, and the terrace leads to this nice fenced-in yard. This place is really beautiful. I'm super happy I found it. I booked it over booking.com. It's at the end of a cul-de-sac, and then there is a large field where we can walk with shadow. We even have a parking space that goes with the apartment, so it's super convenient. And of course, this is much fancier than the first place where we were staying, but I was equally happy with that one. I told you I was easy. Anyway, today when we checked out and when we returned the key to the bungalow, we went to my parents, we had lunch together, and then we went on the road, and we came here at, I would say, like 4:30 in the afternoon or something like that. So it was just about to get dark. It was perfect. We had wonderful weather. There were no traffic jams, so it was really relaxing. I was listening to one of my Audible books. Right now I'm listening to Flip That Haunted House by Rose Pressey. If you're interested in Audible, I have an affiliate link, so if you want to use it, that supports the channel. It's listed down below. And the plans for tonight are pretty easy. So right now I'm editing my fall favorites. So by the time you're watching this video, the video will be already up. So I will link it here in the right corner and also down below. And then we'll go on a short walk. I will feed Shadow, I will eat myself, I'll take a shower, and we will just chill because it's a quiet evening and we definitely need it. It was nice seeing my parents, but it's also nice to have a quiet evening just for ourselves. Outside is a beautiful day. We already enjoyed our walk and our morning, and now we are on our way to my friend Jindřiška. So we arrived at Jindřiška's. Thanks to her directions, it was actually very easy to find, and it was only about 5 minutes to drive. I've been actually sitting at a crossroad longer than I was driving. And Jindřiška made a wonderful cake, and I'm sipping the best tea I have ever had. So this is the tea. I've never had it. It's rooibos tea with chocolate and vanilla flavor, and oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm drinking it with almond milk, and wow, I need to find this somewhere, like where we live. And this is the cake that Jindřiška made. So in Czech, it's called perník. That's actually the same word that you would use for gingerbread, but it's just a little bit different type. And there is lemon glaze on it. Oh, and it looks so delicious. So here we have Jindřiška. Jindřiška made a wonderful dish. So it's made of lentils and pumpkin and spices. Then here we have fried marinated tofu, and we are going to eat it with brown rice and this lovely bread from local bakery. After a wonderful lunch, by the way, thank you so much, that was really lovely. So we decided to go on a walk. So we took the car and parked at the apartment where we are staying with Shadow, because there's this beautiful park, and we're gonna go on a walk here, and then we're gonna go downtown, and we're just gonna take you with us. So it's gonna be only a few impressions, but it's a wonderful fall day. It's sunny, it got actually warm, and we are definitely enjoying this. We just came to Castle Třeboň. and we are taking a stroll here in the park. Back at the apartment, we drove Jindřiška home first, and now I will feed Shadow and I'll have dinner myself, and then I'll do the usual evening routine. I'll be also packing and preparing stuff for tomorrow because tomorrow we're leaving. We had a wonderful time. What a lovely day. The weather was perfect. We even met quite a few dogs, so Shadow made new friends. And we had a lovely stroll through Třeboň, and since Jindřiška studied history, she could tell me a lot about the history of Třeboň and about the castle and all the other historical places we visited. So it was so much fun and so informative, and I enjoyed every second. So Jindřiška, if you are watching this, thank you so much for this wonderful day. It's always a pleasure to spend time with you, and I can't wait to return so that we can do this again. Back at home, we had a wonderful time. I can't wait to go on another adventure with Shadow. It was so much fun. So today we got up early. It was around 6. After I got dressed, we went on a nice long walk through the same park where we were the day before with Jindřiška, and we also walked around the pond. Shadow was running back and forth and had so much fun. And then shortly after 9 we left because we were supposed to check out till 10 o'clock. The plan was actually to go somewhere on a hike on our way home, but it was very foggy, and I just thought, you know, it's better to go home, and we are going to go on a walk somewhere here later today. So that was our little road trip. We had a lot of fun. We enjoyed this trip so much, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this travel vlog with us. Thank you all so much for watching. God bless you, and see you soon. Bye.